Hi, this is the best of chess and I'm FIDE master Boyan Ivanovic. Lesson for today will be Pawns Breakthrough Easy Level. We will see that Pawns Breakthrough is appearing in the endgames mostly, and also Pawns Breakthrough is connected with promotion of pawn. Let's see some illustrative examples about Pawns Breakthrough. This is our first illustrative example, and we're looking in the position from black perspective, and black is on the move in this position. So let's start with estimation of this position. We can see that black has knight and 4 pawns, and white has also knight and 4 pawns, so material is even. And we will now go to qualitative analyze. As I said before, in the endgame, king should be centralized, and we can see that king on c5 is slightly better than this king on c3. Knight on c7 is at the moment not able to go into white camp and to create some attack, for instance on pawn g2. And pawn g2 is the weakest pawn in this pawn chain for white, and for black it is pawn d6, but white is not also able to attack this pawn on d6. So okay, this knight on c7 cannot easily find a way how to go into white camp and to attack this pawn. Black also with his knight is not able to attack this pawn on d6 twice, because this pawn on d6 is defended by this king on c5. And okay, we can see that if we imagine this position without knights, for instance after knight b5, king b5, king b3, this will be a draw position. And okay, instead of knight b5, white should try to use dynamic power of these pawns, and that will be achieved by sacrificing knight on d5 and by making dynamic in the position. And we can see that after, let's say, ed5, if white does not accept this sacrifice by playing king d3, then after knight e3, this pawn on g2 is completely lost and game for white is over. So okay, white is forced to accept this sacrifice by playing ed5, and after this move we're using again pawn breakthrough and power of dynamic by playing e4. And now again, if white does not accept this sacrifice, then after king d2, ef3, we can see black is threatening to take this pawn on g2 and to promote the queen. So a forced move is gf3, and after this move black will play g2, and promotion of queen on g1 is unstoppable. So in this case also, if white plays king c2, sorry, knight c2, then after ef3, knight e1 to try to protect this pawn on g2, f2, we can see that after knight d3 check, let's say king b5, we can see that white is not able to protect square of promotion on f1 anymore, and this is winning for black. Okay, instead of knight c2, also possible move is fe4 to accept the sacrifice, but anyway we're again using pawn breakthrough by playing f3, and after gf3, which is forced move, g2, and white is not able to protect this promotion square on g1. Okay, now we'll go to our second illustrative example for today. And this is our second example. We can see that in this position we're looking from white perspective, and in this move white is on the move. Now we will start with quantitative analyze, and we can see that white has knight and 4 pawn and black has bishop and 2 pawns. So from a material point of view white is winning. And now we'll go to qualitative analyze, and we can see that white king is not centralized like black king on e4. So this king on e4 of black is stronger than a king on f2. Knight on e2 is very flexible and can go and on this queen side and on this king side. And also we can see that this black bishop is completely restricted by blocking this h6 pawn of promotion. So we can also see there is dynamic power in this position about white pawns, and okay, it is easily to conclude that this bishop is not will not be able to handle all of these pawns advanced. And okay, after we concluded this, we can easily conclude also that white is winning after knight d4, king d4, g5. White is threatening to play g6 and h7, and that is unstoppable. So fg5 is a move, and now f6 again. Only way to protect this f7 square is to play bishop g6, and now we can see that this bishop on g6 is overloaded, cannot protect both of square. And first white will play f7 for instance, and after bishop f7, h7 and bishop b3, queen h8 queening, and okay, this is winning position for white. So we use it pawn breakthrough by playing g5, and after that move black is completely losing this game. And now we'll go to our next example. This is our first practical example for today, and okay, we're looking in this position from white perspective, and white is on the move. Okay, we will start with estimation of the position. We can see that white has 4 pawns and black has also 4 pawns, so from a material point of view position is even. But now we'll go to qualitative analyze, and we can see that white can centralize this king, and okay, white king will be better than black king. But again we can see that black has this passed pawn on b7, which is much more important than all of these pawns on king side. So basically idea of black will be to deflect this king on d3 from protection on this pawn on e4, and then black king will be able to take all of these pawns on king side and to win a game eventually. So okay, we will try to find some dynamic solution in this position in pawn breakthrough, of course. And okay, first let's see candidate moves. First one can be a very logical move, king c4 for instance. And after this move we will see this idea of black by playing king d6. Black is going to attack this pawn on e4 by playing king e5, so white is trying to stop that by playing king d4. And after this move black is using this pawn to deflect white's king, and okay, h5, b4, and now okay, king c4, king e5, and we can see that all of white pawns is going to fall, are going to fall. And okay, instead of king c4, black could try also king d4, but again the same idea for black, king d6, h5, b5. Black is trying to deflect this king from d4, and after king d3, king e5, king e3 to keep this king near uh, near to this pawn on e4 to protect this pawn, but black is using this b pawn to deflect white king by playing b4, king d3, b3, and now after king c3, king e4, and white is losing. So okay, we can see that uh, moving a king will not bring any solution to white's position, and okay, we will try to use dynamic possibilities of this position by playing e5. So this is our third candidate move, and after this move we can see that white is threatening to play uh, this move of e6 and to get protected passed pawn, and that is a uh, very strong plus in the position of white. And okay, if black continues with king d7, then e6, and white created this passed protected passed pawn, and okay, king e7, and now black king cannot go too far away from this pawn on e6, or this pawn will be promoted, so white can just take this pawn on b7 by playing let's say king e8, king b5, king e7, king b6, king e8, king b7, king e7, king c7, and now okay, white is using this pawn up and this protected passed pawn, and after king d6, king d8, e7, king e8, uh, king e6, black in the Zugzwang, and after uh, let's say h5, then gh5, h6, fg6. Okay, we do not want to make a draw by playing hg6, and now it's stalemate. So instead of this, we're removing this pawn from f5, that black is able to play f5, and okay, after f5, g7, f4, g8, queening, and this is mate. Okay, so we saw that if black allows to white to create this passed pawn which is protected on e6, then black is losing very easily. So okay, instead of this move king d7, black can try to take, but we will again use dynamic possibilities of this position, and we will use pawn breakthrough by playing g5, and after let's say move king d6, then f6, and we can see that white is threatening to take this pawn on g7 in to promote the queen, and when black responds with gf6, then after gf6, then after gh6, position for white is completely winning. And okay, instead of king d6 in this position, black could also try hg5, and okay, after hg5, uh, again white will use pawns breakthrough, and after f6, black is forced to take, of course, and now this h pawn is going to be promoted, so we can see that black king cannot come on time to protect this square of promotion, so white is completely winning, and we saw how powerful pawns breakthrough can be. And now we'll go to our last example for today. This is our last example, and okay, we're looking from a white perspective, and in this position white is on the move, and okay, we can see that white has bishop and 5 pawns, and black has bishop and 4 pawns, so white is better from positional point of view. Also in qualitative analysis we can see that these pawns of white are much more advanced than these pawns of black, and also king on f4 is more centralized than this king on e7. So black is very passive and also is down for one pawn. And now white should try to find a way how to make pawn breakthrough uh, to make queening and to win this game. And okay, now we should try to find some candidate moves. And first candidate move can be bishop f7. So that is our first candidate move, to try to exchange bishop and then to use this one pawn up. But after king f7 we can see that we cannot make progress by moving this king. For instance, king e4, king e7, king f4, king f7. So white will have to try with sacrificing this pawn on e6. And okay, after this sacrifice, king e6, of course, and after king e4 white is taken in a position. And okay, now black should decide where should he put his king. And okay, only bad square in is king e7, because now white is coming again in opposition, and we can see that black is in the Zugzwang. And okay, if black plays king f7, then king d6 is going to come, and now c6 pawn is falling. So instead of king f7, black can try with king d7, but then king f6. And a very important in this is precision in this position. And okay, if white does not play precisely, then probably it will be a draw. And if white tries with king g7 in this position, then it's a draw because of king e7. And when white take this pawn on h7, then king f7, and now only move for white is king h8, and after king f8, let's say h6, h7, and then after king f7 it's a stalemate and it's a draw. So it's very important to play very precisely in the endgames, especially in the pawns endgames. And okay, after we concluded that king g7 is a bad move, of course king e6 is the strongest continuation, and white is going to take this pawn on c6, and white will be completely winning. Okay, but instead of king e7, black can play king f6 or king d7, and both continuations are leading to a draw. After, okay, let's say king e5, then king e7, just opposition, and white is forced to return with his king. And okay, if white tries to wait by playing king f4, then black just don't shouldn't play king e7, because that is only move which is losing. So black should try to stay in contact with his king and with this e7 square by playing, for instance, king e8. And now every time when white tries to play king e5 to go into black camp, then black will respond with king e7, and again now black has an opposition and it's a draw. So we concluded that white should not to trade these bishops. And okay, after we concluded that, we can try by playing sacrificing move e6. And why we're doing this? We're doing this to make space for our king to come on e5, and then to go into black camp and to take this pawn on c6 or on h7, which are much more important than this pawn on e5. And okay, after this move black is almost forced to take on e6. Or if black tries with this bishop e8, then after king e5, black is in the Zugzwang again, and white will enter in black position, and that will be end of the game. So okay, bishop e6 forced, and okay, after this move, of course, white does not want to take this bishop on e6. Instead of that, bishop c5, and white is threatening to take this pawn on g6 and to use this pawn breakthrough to win this game. And okay, black can try to protect this pawn on g6 by playing king f7, but then bishop e4 attacking another pawn on c6, and only move to protect this pawn on c6 is bishop d7. And after this move, white king is coming by playing king e5, king e7 to try to protect these squares where white king can enter in black position. But now bishop g6 pawns breakthrough, and after hg6, then h7, and white is promoting a queen in next move, and white is completely winning. So okay, black is not able to protect this pawn on g6 by playing king f7, but let's try with bishop f5. And now bishop f5, gf5, king f5, white is pawn up, and after king f7, king e5, king e7, white is using again pawn breakthrough by playing g6, and after hg6, h7, king f7, h8 queening, white is winning completely. Okay, and last option for black is to protect this pawn on g6 by playing bishop f7, and now bishop e4 to limit this bishop on f7 completely by protection of c6 and g6 pawn. And after king d5, we can see that black is in the Zugzwang again, and if black plays, for instance, king d7, then after king f6, king d8, king g7, king e7, king h7. Now it's not possible for black to hold draw, because on king f7, then this pawn on g6 will fall. So this is a winning position for white, and if black tries with king f7, then king d6, and we can see that this pawn on c6 is going to fall, and white is completely winning. Okay, this was all for today. This was lesson about pawns breakthrough for an easy level, and I hope you enjoyed. In next lesson we will take a look in a more complex example about pawns breakthrough. For the best of chess, this was FIDE Master Bojan Jovanovic. See you soon.